Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. Please like, share and comment below if you have any questions. So in this very short video, I'm going to be talking about tax refund. In Japan, you can actually request your tax refund, and I'm going to be sharing with you what I have done, what I did this year to get back my money. I'm going to be leaving a video in the description box from Francine's channel, Francella Bella. She did a more detailed video on this topic. You have to find out where the tax office is that you're supposed to go to. I live in Yokohama, and even though I live in Yokohama, other people who live in Yokohama, they can't go to the same tax office that I went to, because my friend also went to the same tax office that I went to, but they said that based on where she lives, even though she lives in Yokohama, she can't submit her documents at the same tax office that I submitted mine. I went to the tax office at Sakuragicho, about 4 minutes walk from Sakuragicho station. This is the building that I went into. It's actually on the first floor, so I'm going to leave a link to the address for this place, but please remember that you have to double check to see if this is the actual tax office that you're supposed to go to. So it's right on the first floor. So you have to, I guess, maybe check with your company. If you have to do tax refund on your own, check with your company and ask them to help you find out where you're supposed to go to file for your taxes. If you can't ask the company, then maybe you can ask your ward office. Tax refund period is usually February to March, I think, but it usually starts in February. For this year, it actually got extended to April because of the corona thing. Yeah, I'm looking down because I had to make notes. So Japan National Tax Agency. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys the documents that you need to submit in order to get your tax refund or to file for your tax refund. So the most important thing is the company tax slip. So the company tax slip is a document that you receive from your employer at the end of the year. So usually for Interact, they usually give us that information or give us that document every December. So every December you get the documents, and in February then you take that document to the tax office to claim for your refund. If you have another job, you also need to submit that company slip that you receive, and if you haven't received any company slip, then you should ask them for it, because once you're paying income tax, then you're supposed to, or you should be able to claim back some of that money. So I work for another company, and I requested a tax refund from both my main company, which is my full-time company, and also my part-time company. So the company tax slip is important if you send money home and you have a dependent or dependents. So for me, I have my mother and my 2 siblings as my dependents, and I have to actually prove that I send money back home. So I send money through an app called Smile Wallet, and I send it to my mother, my brother and my sister, because you're supposed to, whomever your dependent is, you're supposed to have a record of you sending money to that person or to those persons. I keep my receipts for each person that I send money to. So you also have to take with you those remittance receipts. The next thing that you need to take is your dependent's birth certificate. So my mother, my sister and my brother's birth certificate, I asked them to scan it to me, and I printed it in colored copy. So it's very, very important that you print these documents in colored copy, because if you try to give them in black and white, then they might not take it, and that will delay your entire tax refund process. So remember, always print your birth certificates in color. For this year, when I went to the tax office, I forgot to carry my birth certificate. Luckily for me, because this is not my first year filing for tax refund, and I guess they had a record of my birth certificate, they actually took the documents without it. Why it's important is because they need to connect the dots. So if I say this person is my mother, on my birth certificate they should be able to check and say, okay, this person is my mother. And then if my sister, my brother has my mother on it, then they're supposed to track it back to me and say, oh, it's the same person, so they are siblings and stuff like that. So that's why you taking your birth certificate is also important to track or to connect the dots when it comes on to your dependents. Yeah, so always ensure that you have a dependent or dependents, because this actually help you. Next thing, you're gonna need your resident card. Yeah, so just carry your resident card. I didn't make any copies of my resident card. I just carried my resident card. A resident card, if you don't know, is actually, it's like your ID. So once you're legally in the country, then you are supposed to have a resident card, and a resident card actually has the type of visa that you have. So for LTs, we have instructor's visa. So on the resident card you see instructor's visa, so you should take your resident card. You have to take your bank book, because that's where the money is gonna be deposited. Yes, that word. Yeah, so ensure that you carry your bank card. For some person, they said that you should take your anko. Anko is like a stamp. I don't know where my anko is, but it's a stamp that you use to sign official documents. So instead of using your signature, you just use an anko. But I rarely use my anko. I usually carry it with me everywhere I go, but I don't know what I did with it because I don't really use it that often. But if I find it, I'm gonna show you guys. Next thing, some people, they said that it's important to carry your health insurance payments. I totally forgot to carry mine. Don't know if it helps, if it helps with the amount of money that you receive back into your pocket. I'm not sure. The first and the second year that I've done it, I didn't take my health insurance payment receipts, so yeah, I didn't take it. If you can, guys, please bring your insurance payment receipts and your insurance card. They didn't ask for the insurance card, and I forgot to take my payment receipts. Also, your number card is very important. So the number card is like a TRN pretty much. What you need to remember is that every location, every tax office is different. You have to ensure that you find your tax office, and once you find it, just try to find out what documents you need to take. But the most important document would be, you have to go to the tax office with your company tax slip, with your bank book, your resident card. Those are probably the top three. You have to go there with those. And in the other documents, like if you have dependents, then you know the dependents information, your number card, and yeah, stuff like that. So this is just me sharing the little knowledge that I have on this topic with you guys. I'm going to leave Francine's video below so that you guys can watch a more detailed video. If you have any questions, you can comment below and I'll try to answer as best as possible, or I'll ask Francine to, you know, pass on the information to you and all of that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If this video has helped you, or if you have watched any video on my channel that has helped you, please subscribe, please share the video, okay? All right, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.